Jim says, has anyone at SM otherwise tried the Mapify360 tool for finding local GMB clients? It looks fairly easy to use, but I haven't bitten the bullet yet. I'll check it out. I have not. Honestly, I personally, guys, what I do is usually for once I built a bunch of assets in a particular area, a service area, then a very simple way is just to have a VA go out and scrape contact lists for me. If you're using a lead scraper like Lead Kahuna, for example, that's what I do for like mass prospecting campaigns. I'll use, and again, I don't run it. I have a VA that runs it, and that will actually show like, non-verified profiles, GMB profiles and things like that. If you want to filter by that. Also, again, like I said, a lot of times I'll just have a VA go out and say, get me the top 20 tree service contractors in this specific area, collect all their contact information, put it into a spreadsheet, and then I provide them with the email that I want them to send, and I have them do all of that too. You know what I mean? So that I'm not doing that kind of work. So again, you don't, but there are tools like this, and this, I've not looked at this particular tool. I know Peter Drew is working on one right now that is dead simple. And I love it. I love it because it literally is the simplest interface I've ever seen. You put a keyword in, the city name, and then you put in the password, and it's just a script that runs in a browser tab, and it takes about, depending on the area, it takes 5 to 10 minutes for it to spit out the results. But when it does, it's like just basically like a text file in the browser window that has, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this because it's in development, but it's an awesome tool because it's so simple. But what's cool about it is it lists like the top 20 businesses from the API from that keyword search at that location. And then it lists their NAP and the link to their GMB. And then if it's unverified, it's got the link to it too. And when you click on it, it opens up in a new browser tab or a pop-up window directly to that GMB profile or that maps listing in it, where it says, own this business ? And that means like you can click in to verify it. And there's a specific strategy that I'm actually going to be testing using that method over the next couple of weeks. I just announced that to our POFU live attendees that we have an accountability group that's ongoing. And I just announced that on Monday. And that's something I'm going to be testing because I've got multiple location clusters now of GMB assets that need to be monetized. And so I'm going to be developing my outreach and sales strategy, or prospecting and sales strategy, essentially for finding service providers for these location clusters that I have that are producing that aren't monetized yet. So again, that may be a great tool. I haven't tested it. Any one of those kinds of tools, guys, will work, is my point. It will just kind of make your process more efficient at identifying opportunities or people to reach out to. Does that make sense? So I can't say anything specifically about this, but if it looks interesting to you and you don't have another tool that does something similar, then yeah, I'd say go for it. Guys, I mean, remember, use tools if it's going to make your life easier, not because they're sexy or they look cool. Like honestly, like think about, and this is something I've, shiny object syndrome, I've experienced that. It's in my own, I'm sure we all have. We see something that looks awesome and we just buy it because we think, oh, it's awesome, I'm going to use it. And then we don't end up really using it or whatever the case may be. I try to look at every purchase now as, is this actually going to help my business or make things more efficient or easier or save me time? Or is it, like, especially with software, a lot of times software has a learning curve. I don't know how easy this one, it might be really simple. I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but I don't like having to learn how to use software to use it. Like, and that's part of the reason I love Peter Drew's tools, because they're so simple. There's like no learning curve. You know what I mean? And that's what I like. I like easy. So again, it might be a great product. I can't comment on it yet. Perhaps I'll look at it. And if you ask the question again next week, I'll have an answer for you. That's not what I wanted to do.